With $2 billion committed, you climb into a dented rear loader and pick garbage as your state-scale target. Paper route sheets cover the break room table, while you mark family haulers, handshake accounts, and towns trapped in stale bid cycles. You buy the first regional platform for $500 million, taking the fenced yard, trucks, routes, and grudges in one hard swing. Curbside carts line the suburban streets as your first dense subscription hauler rolls under your name. Beside the town manager, the old-school hauler shakes your hand and stays on as regional operator. You purchase the washing yard and its stacked 96-gallon carts before growth chokes on missing containers. Spare lids, wheels, and axles move from bins to porches as new households enter the route book. A front-load dumpster bangs behind a strip mall when you fold the commercial route operator into your map. Restaurant enclosures and apartment pads join the monthly service run, with drivers hitting the same corridors before breakfast. Your missed pickup desk opens with tickets, route photos, and town calls landing in one place. After a bad route, your dispatcher plays the call recording and sends a recovery truck before residents pack the council chamber. A side loader sleeps under yard lights. Hydraulic cylinders hang from hoists as you turn a diesel shop into the central fleet maintenance base. The fleet director strips a failed Packer blade while you approve parts stock that stops trucks from dying in the yard. A veteran district manager from a national waste company drops OSHA logs on your hood and takes the district keys. Driver scorecards meet the old hauler's back road memory, and you make both men ride the same route before changing a stop. You take the dominant roll-off company in the construction corridor, where 30-yard boxes already sit outside half-built subdivisions. Hooklift trucks start carrying your dispatch orders for roofers, remodelers, demolition crews, and home builders. A welding yard comes with sparks, bent compactor rails, and welders who know container abuse by sound. Rusted bottoms get cut out, patched, and repainted until acquired dumpsters stop looking like borrowed equipment. You walk the City Hall aisle with a municipal RFP and win the first mid-sized franchise. Against the national bidders, your operator brings bid bonds, missed pickup proof, and town managers who answer their phones. Truck doors change in layers, with rural family names preserved and city routes wearing one disciplined mark. Old decals curl under your boots. You buy the first transfer station, and collection trucks nose onto the tipping floor instead of burning hours toward distant landfills. Your scale house clerk reroutes drivers from faraway disposal runs into short loops that add stops before lunch. Route tablets go into cabs with cameras and scale ticket capture, while your trainers stand on the step with every driver. A contamination tag and driver photo end the blocked cart argument before a landlord turns one missed stop into a fight. Cardboard-only dumpsters join trash service as you launch commercial bundles for restaurants, grocery stores, schools, and apartments. Locked enclosures get bulk pickup schedules, and your sales reps add the extra service while standing beside property managers. The MRF conveyor starts under your roof, pulling single-stream recycling away from third-party processors. With the optical sorter running behind you, municipal recycling bids now point to your own line instead of another company's gate. You push no plastic bags through school visits, mailers, and town hall tables piled with tangled film. Food-soiled paper lands in driver feedback reports that your municipal team carries back to city staff. County Convenience Center hauling comes with a rural transfer business, long roads, old customers, and towns the giants ignored. A transfer trailer waits under county dusk. Small-town dumpsters enter your route map as outer counties stop feeling like empty space between metro deals. Concrete piles rise inside your permitted construction and demolition yard, where roll-off waste becomes material you can control. Excavators sort debris while demolition contractors follow your disposal gate instead of bargaining at someone else's landfill. You create the roofing waste and storm cleanup division around rows of 30-yard roll-offs waiting for weather. Before severe wind hits, shingle disposal pricing goes out, and your boxes move toward roofers before their phones melt. Portable restrooms and temporary fencing come with another local company tied to the same job site foreman. Hand wash stations ride with roll-off quotes, giving contractors one call for the messy parts of a site. A compost windrow steams beside your boots as you buy the organics and yard waste site. The tub grinder chews brush while your bid team prices organics work that rivals without a compost outlet cannot touch. Christmas tree pickup becomes the proof, with you walking curb lines beside new yard waste carts and compost return flyers. Landscapers back pickups toward your mulch piles, and you price the cured product by the loader bucket. Rainwater shines on the curing pads. You buy the landfill with remaining permitted airspace and stand at the edge of a new landfill cell. Daily cover rolls across the tip face while your trucks bring tons that no longer leak margin at another gate. A landfill engineer drives steel near a gas well as you approve the beneficial use build-out. Beside the flare, your compliance director tests the new gas equipment under a hard white flame. Waste profiles move through a special waste approval desk while you stand behind the chemist reading lab sheets. Your compliance team stamps manifests only after the industrial loads match the lab results. Red bags enter your company through a permitted, regulated waste pickup operator with locked vans and separate crews. Clinics and veterinarians hand over sharps containers as your route manager checks the chain of custody bins. You hire a landfill engineer and environmental compliance director over a leachate pipe trench. Monitoring wells get sampled before inspectors arrive, with you and boots beside the technician. A host community agreement lands in the town hall folder after you fund bulky waste days and odor response. Outside the landfill town school, a grant sign hangs in the wet grass. Road crews patch the landfill approach while your odor hotlines take calls from porches near the cells. Independent haulers sign disposal contracts at your landfill gates, still wearing their own faded truck logos. Scale houses become the choke point as small operators pull onto your decks and accept your posted terms. You buy the border transfer station at the highway junction and take the state line waste flow. Walking floor trailers leave the border yard in your colors, blocking cheap rival tons from spilling inward. The Public Works Director knows your district manager by name before the next bid packet opens. Clean trucks park outside City Hall while council packets carry your route maps and disposal outlets. You build the alternative fuel yard only in dense districts, with time-fill posts lined behind returning trucks. Compressors thump behind the fleet shop as municipal bidders point at your lower emission routes. A storm debris monitor tower rises inside your command center, surrounded by radios, maps, and ticket cameras. FEMA documentation stops crushing the operation when your debris crews photograph loads before the haulers leave. Vegetative debris lies sorted below the monitor tower. Your public sector contracts lawyer marks escalation clauses, while the bid team argues over service penalties. Fuel indexes cross the table, and you refuse the underpriced city bid that would bleed for a decade. The CDL yard opens with backing cones, battered carts, and sponsorship forms carried by new drivers. Drivers practice under a raised tarp arm as your safety lead corrects roll-off habits before the street. Dense downtown dumpsters come with the last major independent commercial hauler after you close the Metro deal. Hospital accounts move on to your routes, giving your Capital Metro trucks the stops rivals wanted most. Driver safety files stay thick on your academy table, while poachers find fewer trained drivers loose. After the hearings, you secure the landfill permit expansion and walk the HDPE liner before cover soil arrives. Liner samples pass through gloved hands as your engineers create airspace competitors cannot promise. Invoices merge under your statewide waste platform, with multi-site customers asking for one account manager. Grocery chains sign across the state, while your trucks hit rear docks from coast to hills. One contract rests beside many route maps. State universities join the route board as you add campus compactors, food waste pickups, and construction boxes. Airports bring secure gates, prisons bring schedules, ports bring heavy pallets, and factories bring odd residues. Your premium customers open a dashboard that shows diversion, weights, contamination notes, and service history. A scale ticket leaves the house and returns as an ESG report in your account manager's hand. Paint cans line up at the first statewide waste calendar event while you greet public works crews. Old TVs, mattresses, branches, and appliances roll into your collection lanes under weekend floodlights. You buy the remaining second metro transfer stations and park peak day overflow behind your own gates. The rivals' middle mile collapses as you take the junction yards they needed most. After the storm, your name rides down broken streets on grapple trucks. Block by block, crews lift storm debris while you walk behind the monitors. Fleet shops become the hinge of the whole machine, with mechanics feeding trucks back into routes. Stormwater drains glisten under the transfer station lamps. Your disposal outlets now tie carts, trucks, transfer floors, compost rows, and landfill airspace into one hard system. National waste firms call your office for disposal capacity before they price the state. A Republic team crosses your C and D facility gate and negotiates beside crushed concrete piles. The largest city contract goes to a rival, while you sit in the city council chamber under hot lights. Performance penalties lock the central city loss into place, and your bid team leaves without speeches. You answer by buying the inner ring suburbs wrapped around the city. Strip malls on the border get tighter service windows, cleaner enclosures, and your front-load trucks before sunrise. Warehouse parks take the growth now, with demolition debris and institutional pickups filling the route board. Your old hauler finally opens the drawer of handshake accounts he protected for years. You cross out the losing favors and keep the local phone numbers ringing. Safety stickers go on every acquired truck door while your ally argues beside the yard fence. Grease guns rest beside silent trucks. Own disposal outlets let you price landfill contracts under the rival's collection math. A property management chain signs statewide after you bring one account manager, one service calendar, and one invoice. Bulky item weekends turn residents into witnesses as mattresses, branches, and broken appliances enter your lanes. Before sunrise, you step into a yard where dispatch screens glow over drivers pulling gloves tight. Transfer trailers roll through every major metro while you stand at the scalehouse radio. The landfill cell gets rationed by your disposal chief, with highest value tons waved toward the tip face. Front-load dumpsters along commercial corridors receive new rates from managers who know the statewide route map. Demolition contractors book roll-off boxes straight into your owned debris outlets. Grocery chains bolt compactors behind their stores and fold the pickups into one invoice. Schools line 96-gallon carts beside trash docks, recycling cages, and organics bins. Route tablets add convenience stores along dense streets your drivers already serve. The side loader waits in blue pre-dawn. An airport awards backup service after your compliance lead hands over secured scale tickets. University campuses take cardboard-only dumpsters, while your account manager explains diversion reports in a loading bay. Prison contracts come with locked containers, fixed clearance windows, and guards checking your drivers through. Port operations managers add compactors near pallets and route construction debris into your boxes. Manufacturing parks send foundry sand into industrial routes after your compliance desk clears the load. Hospitals give you non-medical solid waste, while red bags stay in a separate regulated chain. Sharps containers move in locked vans, away from municipal carts and landfill loads. Lab data reaches your special waste desk before a factory drum moves. Utilities bring filters to your approval bay, and your environmental director stamps the disposal path. Water treatment residues enter through waste profiles, not a driver's guess at the gate. Manifests ride with specialized industrial tons, while your scale clerk checks names against approvals. Methane probes blink along the dark fence line. Cracked cover soil tells your landfill engineer the acquired site has turned ugly. Under regulator pressure, your drilling crew cuts new gas wells through the cover. Flares burn through hostile neighborhood nights while you stand outside the trailer with the compliance director. Your compliance director stacks odor complaint logs beside you while town supervisors pull expansion support. You send road maintenance funds into landfill towns, starting with the cracked truck routes. A staffed odor hotline goes live while you take calls from neighbors by name. After every inspection, your environmental director posts monitoring reports in the town office. Bulky waste days cost you trucks, and host town residents bring mattresses before sunrise. You put host fees on the table before any new expansion hearing. You write school grants for the landfill towns and hand the checks to principals. Protest signs fill the expansion hearing while you walk past the cameras. The public hearing room drains down to abandoned cell maps. Your landfill engineer spreads the proposed cells across a pickup hood, then redraws the slopes with a grease pencil while you count haul roads. State reviewers handle liner samples beside your test panel. Crews add leachate pipe beneath the new cell, and your engineer checks every joint. Across the excavation, you unroll HDPE liner until black sheets cover the clay. Protective soil buries the membrane under your boots. Your contractor cuts stormwater controls around the expansion, with diversion berms, pond outlets, riprap channels, and a muddy survey crew walking behind you. The state regulator hands you approval for new airspace at the landfill gate. Longer municipal contracts now carry your new capacity in the fine print, while public works directors study the disposal plan across from you. You answer the rival's squeeze with permitted airspace. You route independent haulers through owned landfill gates with firm tip appointments. Competitor drivers climb onto your scale house ramp while your clerk waves each truck forward. Stormwater ponds sit beyond covered cells. Your gas crew ties header pipes across the landfill crown while you mark the next trench. Your crew sets blowers on skids and you bolt the gas yard into steadier control. Along the gas lines, your foreman installs condensate traps and tags each low point. Your engineer starts generators at the site edge when the fuel flow clears. You park gas cleaning skids inside the fence and push the landfill toward renewable natural gas. Beside the gas wells, you bring mayors through the facility and point from the flare stack to the generator room without a podium. Your compliance director carries groundwater monitoring kits while you open the well caps. Your lawyer brings consent orders early, and you rehearse inspection answers with the compliance director. The old hauler rides shotgun with you on a back road, naming county supervisors house by house. A scale house clerk recognizes him, and you lock in calmer gate traffic with a nod. Best drivers from his old routes cross the CDL yard and take trainer vests from you. Backing course cones glow under yard lights. Recruits earn alley maneuvering sign-offs while you stand at the blind corner, tapping the cone line after each bad reverse and sending failures back around. Your safety leader runs cart lift training before route release while you pull weak drivers aside. Shop mechanics practice lockout-tagout on dead packers while you refuse shortcuts. On the tip face, drivers recite landfill rules before your foreman releases the next truck. Roll-off drivers test the tarp arm at the yard gate, then you send the highway runout. Your safety leader parks a front loader under marked wires and drills overhead clearance training until mirrors clear while you measure the curb gap with a broom handle. Police tape wraps the front loader while you step out beside investigators. Inside the training room, your safety leader plays backing camera footage while you stop the clip before impact. Your risk chief raises insurance reserves beside the crushed car, while adjusters measure the skid marks. You slow the routes after opening driver safety files with the union steward, accepting fewer stops while supervisors retrain habits that killed the margin. You make safety certification the price of returning to a truck, and you sit through the retraining with drivers who no longer joke near the cones. Damaged overhead wires sag above the quiet street. You pin CDL sponsorship offers above the time clock, while rival recruiters circle the yard gate. A procurement lawyer marks the municipal RFP in red beside you, cutting every trapdoor bid term. Fuel indexes go into the bid binder before the rival's cheap promise reaches the mayor. Your contracts chief reads change in law provisions aloud while you cross out the soft language. On risky city launches, you demand exclusivity before a single cart rolls from your yard. Liquidated damages get capped line by line, while the public works director waits across the table. Bid protests sit ready in your lawyer's bag before council members raise their hands. Inner ring suburbs fall first, with your side loaders lining narrow streets the rival skipped. The county-wide Solid Waste Authority packs the hearing room while you answer questions beside route maps and transfer station photos. Your bid sheet lands on every suburban clerk's counter around the largest city. You leave the city council chamber after the rival keeps the 10-year contract. Council microphones sit cold after the vote. Restaurants outside the center get new front-load dumpsters while you walk the alleys with sales reps. State universities sign campus service plans after you park backup trucks beside their loading docks. Airport operations managers meet you at the service road while your dispatcher demonstrates spare routes and reporting packets. Harbor security watches as you add locked containers and secure destruction pickups at the port. Manufacturing parks ignored by the rival take your compactors, cardboard bins, and non-hazardous waste pickups. Highway expansion zones fill with your roll-off boxes as bridge crews tear out old concrete. Before coastal rebuild season, your yard crews pre-stage empty boxes near battered subdivisions. Tornado sirens fade, and your weekend storm cleanup crews roll past splintered garages at dawn. Asphalt shingles get priced by the load while roofers crowd your dispatch window after hail. Roofers get 30-yard roll-offs the same morning they call. Remodelers follow your scale signs toward the C and D yard with drywall stacked high in their boxes. Shingle piles steam after rain. Concrete runs through the crusher while you point loaders toward clean fill outlets. A magnet swings over the debris pile beside you and drags steel from broken framing. Clean wood feeds the grinder under your foreman's hand while you stand back from the dust. Brick gets sorted away from landfill residue as your loader operator opens a separate bay. Residue leaves in covered trailers after you approve the controlled disposal route. The tub grinder takes pallets from your organics crew while landscapers wait beyond the fence. Trommel screens rattle beside you, shaking finished compost for municipal giveaway bags. Mulch piles shrink through the Saturday line as landscapers load pickups under your sign. Compost curing pads open after leaf season, and town crews take back dark loads made from their own streets. Christmas trees stack beside winter carts while you add pickup days to the municipal calendar. Leaf calendars go into your bid packets with loaders, crews, and compost outlets already named. A compost windrow rests under morning mist. Paint cans arrive at Household Hazardous Waste Day while permitted partners work under your tent. Old TVs slide from car trunks as you stage electronics recycling events for town staff. Mattresses rise in rows during bulky item weekend, and your grapple truck clears the school lot. Branches from the neighborhood cleanup feed your chipper line while residents unload pickup beds. Broken appliances clank onto your special event trailer as you wave the next car forward. Your dashboard turns scale tickets into diversion reports for property managers and city staff. A contamination tag gets clipped to the city account after your driver photographs plastic bags in recycling. Tonnage reports leave with your account manager as national chain buyers tour the baler floor. Service tickets become renewal-proof when you meet the customer beside clean dumpsters and closed complaints. You approve the upgraded MRF line as the optical sorter spits cleaner plastic into separate bunkers. The baler jaws close on cleaner cardboard for waiting buyers. The OCC screen hangs still after shutdown. Your storm debris monitor tower crews ticket grapple trucks, roll-offs, and vegetative piles across battered counties, while public works directors pace below. The tipping floor opens again, slick with wash-down water and headlights. Cleared streets appear block by block as your route supervisors release trucks. A walking floor trailer crosses the landfill scale, while haulers who fought you lean from cab windows for tickets. By dawn, truck doors across the state carry one name, and the waste empire rolls out without speeches.